at the beginning of this segment has just won his numerous events, not quite in this game, but, you know, throughout other titles over the years. Like, it's insane to see him compete in this game and take on some of the best, despite not really putting that much in regards to his practice.
No, and I mean, you know, like maybe he's, you know, like of course, you know, maybe he's got stuff off camera, you know, like, you know, keeping the VODs to himself, you know, like keep that close to chest if you're gonna come out to a tournament like this. But I mean, you know, like we said, Red Bull Kumite is on the line for iDom, so you know that's where a lot of his focus is. But he's still proving he can do it time and time again. Meanwhile, Supernoon, I was gonna say Supernoon has a decent amount of experience against some very good testaments. You know, like I know has experience against the likes of like, you know, a couple online tournaments fighting like Simfukai and a couple of other online warriors. In bracket though, I have not seen a lot of Supernoon running it up against the testaments.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem, though, is a lot of those testaments almost dwell in the online scene, right? It's like they're entering all the TMSs, entering the FlyQuest weeklies, they're entering all these tournaments. However, if you don't really play those and you only play in Tower, then you aren't going to get a lot of that matchup experience that comes in those type of environments.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great one to start off with. You can get that burst offline and start your pressure up nicely. Great stall out there from Supernoon. What a great height picked.
Yeah, here we go. Now we're going to just try and play out that neutral game. Honestly, very tough for Testament to deal with. And of course, with no real reversal outside of that super, that offense also becomes a bit of a problem.
Yup. Gets countered off the 2S. Not enough meter for super. And you know, one thing is that, like, I think that is helping iDom a lot in this tournament is like, oh, yeah, okay. You still find out with the 6B. 2D was just a little out of range. Setting up more. Oh my goodness. A 3-piece combo from full screen?
Yeah, this is looking real rough here for iDom. And gets hit by the return yo-yo.
The timing from Supernoon was so great on the layers there. You love to see that kind of character knowledge. And one thing I will say, iDom's like hasn't had a whole lot of matchup where he gets to throw fireballs very consistently, but that's Street Fighter, right? Is like, oh, I don't get to throw fireballs in this matchup. So he's picking his adaptations well, but Supernoon, I mean, gosh, he's just so proficient on this Bridget.
Yeah, I mean, just look at it here. It's like true anime versus true Street Fighter right now, because look at the offense that we've seen from Supernoon. It has been unreal, and listen, it doesn't matter how good you are in another game. You don't see high lows like that outside of these types of franchises.
No, absolutely not. And I mean, it's kind of hard for like you to say like, oh, what is iDom doing wrong? It's mostly just like Supernoon's got the textbook. You know, he's taking. This is a 301 course. You know, this is not your 101. This ain't community college.
Yeah, it's like definitely not Supernoon's first rodeo in regards to this type of action. iDom neither, though, actually won Supernoon home tournament. Wait, hold on now. That going off the wall right now. Such a scary spot for iDom somehow, despite being the one initially in advantage.
Yeah, slight flub on that super input earlier means iDom really has to scrap for the situation. Supernoon's always going to try to call that out with the DP. Backdash is running away, saying, I've got a yo-yo on Amazon delivery. It's on its way. Just need to buy a little time for it. Supernoon up another game, or excuse me, another round.
I mean, overall, it's like you can almost see the night and day difference that Supernoon's play is looking like right now. Played before against iDom, was struggling a little bit, wasn't quite able to get a lockdown on that Testament neutral, and now, on the contrary, seems to have it all under control. Just a couple of sets to warm up.
Yeah, you know, got to get the gears turning a little bit, got to get used to what Bridget does. Great check from Supernoon with that 2K. Going to be able to reverse the situation. Good blocks from iDom. Yeah, that mix-up is just always going to be tough to block, no matter who you are, no matter how many games you've played. Through the wall with that overdrive.
You know that's going to save jump. Now we've got to see what iDom's going to do with it. Tries to go for the throw. Not going to be able to find it. Now the burst is out. Honestly, this is a real good spot for Supernoon regardless. Goes for the burst though. That could spell trouble. Has to try to find a way to win neutral one more time. Over Libel with the scooter. Not going to quite be able to kill. Has to find one more interaction here. Will the burst be worth it? Will iDom find his way out? So many questions go unanswered. But the answer was right there in the 2K. iDom stays alive in the game.
The low-profile warrior, time and time again, iDom is finding out so much with his character and just showing everyone, hey, by the way, low profile is kind of torqued in this game. I don't know if you knew, and I love seeing that from iDom. Supernoon trying to fight back and trying to just keep yourself afloat here. Pressure into this corner is looking solid, but iDom's defense is getting better by the minute.
Yeah, it's like iDom is learning as he fights right now. Just has such a good grasp of being able to adapt in a lot of these situations that a lot of players aren't able to.
Oh, this is starting to get a little dicey. Yeah, okay, burst that off. No bait from Noon means you got a great start. Stops the scooter off early. You can get a super here. This can be a really bad situation. You have meter for a 50-50 mix. What's it gonna be, iDom? Supernoon, guess for game time.
Yeah, you have Stay and Stay. Love the deflect shield and the fuzzy jump.
Doesn't go for the PRC mix, which means Supernoon has a chance here. IB's off that. Careful! There's so much meter left in store. Meter not spent there is a meter saved. And that's what we see from iDom taking that game 2 and keeping us even.
Oh, man, in retrospect, that was such a good burst from iDom. Had the confidence to continue that round despite essentially being down. But now has to try to navigate his way through the rest of this set. As we said, Supernoon playing much hotter than we have seen in previous sets so far in this tournament. As we see right here, continuing this pressure, maintaining that perfect.
Oh my gosh, and the pressure just doesn't seem to be stopping. Oh my goodness. Okay, you showed it once, you're not gonna get away with it twice. iDom off the scene from that command grab. This is gonna be, okay. I respect that you bursted it. I really wanted to see what iDom had cooking off that confirm. 6P time. Into the corner you go with a little bit of stain on your clothes.
Oh,
Great
man.
tag.
I would have backed that, to be honest.
Everyone was a little scared of some. Oh, but the cancel off of the DP. Supernoon's ready.
Yeah, it's like I said, just so much more awareness coming out from both of these players. Like, it feels like iDom has to be hot just to try to get in, get anything started against Bridget. It feels like Supernoon has to fight those personal shortcomings, at least earlier on, and now it's starting to show off.
Yeah, and I'm liking what iDom is just cleaning up every little bit of the puzzle here. Through the wall with the super once again. We've seen this movie time and time again. Yep. Supernoon always got good reactions on those Arbiter signs.
Uh-oh, not able to block the high-low. Goes low again. This could be exactly what he needs. Still has 50 bar. So many opportunities can get opened up right here.
Oh, and baits the burst. Such a good moment for you. ERC, iDom recognizes 50 for 50. You just back it off. But unfortunately, Supernoon's going to be able to take that one off of your decision to just play a little bit safer, a little bit closer to the chest. One thing I will say is iDom not a gambler on defense. Anytime you're going for a reversal super, it's 100% tension only. And I feel like Supernoon is catching on to that, has not needed to bait a single time off of any pressure that he's getting started up.
Oh my goodness. Look at this onslaught coming out here from Supernoon. He said you can't block all of it. And look at the optimal routing coming out here. So much damage off of such a seemingly meaningless hit.
Oh, you know, we got bounce combos. Everyone loves a good wall bounce combo like that. Switches it up, though. Should be able to... Oh, not quite going to punish. I like that, though, from iDom. Trying to shimmy out a throw, even in the mix of a heated situation. Supernoon, what do you got here? Yeah, I like that. Just put the yo-yo out, say, you know what? I can hold down neutral with the best of them. Don't think you know me.
Oh, man, that's such a good play from Supernoon. I got to say, now only has one more round before he takes the set. Gets himself in that loser's finals. iDom has to try to find a way to continue this, looking to not only take this, but also take Street Fighter later on down the day.
Yeah, and a good bit of red is going to spell a great way in to the later half of this tournament. Supernoon, one tap does later, and this should be curtains. The wall break will do it. Supernoon moves on along in this bracket and will be running it up against Brone. Great stuff to iDom, taking 4th in a game you don't even really play. Round of applause, round of applause.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good stuff, man. 4th place. Like, I don't know. I feel like he kind of came into this and was like, you know what? I'm going to be a Genesis. I see they have Guilty Gear. I put Guilty Gear in the past. I might as well lock it in. And now ends up getting 4th place, walking home with at least 1 medal. Like I said, if you were to ask me personally, I would say that there's no doubt that we're going to see a second